Hello, and thank you for stopping by Kyle's blog. This is Kyle's 11th video. In this video here, I'm going to be giving a little bit of a word of encouragement. And with this, I'm going to be in Exodus chapter 3, beginning with verse 11. And I'm going to use Moses in showing that when God had a call for Moses, which of course his call was to lead Israel out of Egypt and be the leader of the Israelites, Moses was somebody who was very, at first, concerned and lacked faith to step into this calling. And because of that, I hope to give a word of encouragement out of this, because a lot of us, when we come before God and we come to know Jesus, we have a calling too in the body of Jesus Christ. And a lot of times it's a hard place. It's a very uncomfortable place to be at first. And if we need anything, it's God at our side and His strength to help us to get through these hard places that we would go through, especially at the beginning of stepping into our calling. And in saying that with Moses, he went through the same thing. And I'm going to read through the 5 expressions that he gave before God of his concern and really his fear of stepping into this calling. The first one is Exodus 3 verse 11. And Moses said to God, "Who am I that I should go to Pharaoh and bring the Israelites out of Egypt?" Next one is 3 verse 13. Moses said to God, "Suppose I go to the Israelites and say to them, 'The God of your fathers has sent me to you,' and they ask me, 'What is his name?' Then what shall I tell them?" Next is 4 verse 1. Moses answered, "What if they do not believe me or listen to me and say, 'The Lord did not appear to you'?" Chapter 4 verse 10. Moses said to the Lord, "Pardon your servant, Lord. I have never been eloquent, neither in the past nor since you have spoken to your servant. I am slow of speech and tongue." And chapter 4 verse 13. But Moses said, "Pardon your servant, Lord. Please send someone else." And these expressions here of Moses expressing his lack of confidence to step into this, the 4 out of the 5 are really, in a way you could say, logical expressions of concerns of stepping into his calling. He's afraid that who am I compared to the Pharaoh to tell him to let the Israelites go? The people might ask me, "What's your name?" Then what in the world am I going to tell them? The people might say, "The Lord didn't send you. You don't know what you're talking about." And then also his concern is, "I'm not trained in speech. I'm not a trained speaker. What are you sending me out to be the leader of these people?" And it's really his last one, the 5th one. He doesn't even have an excuse. He just simply says, "Oh, Lord, please send somebody else." And in this one, the Lord is actually fed up with Moses now and all these excuses, that he says, "You know what? Then take Aaron with you. You will be to Aaron as God, and Aaron will be to you as your prophet." And all of this, though, Moses was not released from his responsibility that he had before God and his calling to be a leader. And of course, in his case, Moses did do this. The Israelites were led out of Egypt, and Moses did do his part, and he was truly a man of God. Now, in our case, we too, a lot of times when we have to step out into a calling that God would have for us, at first it can be a fearful thing. We can lack confidence too in this. But as with Moses, God is with us too in our fears. In our weakest, He is at His strongest, and the Lord is with us at our side to help us. Because His strength is made perfect in our weakness, as Scripture says. So this really is a word of encouragement to you. In our calling that we all have in the body of Jesus Christ, in our weakness, He is stronger than our weakness, and we have no choice but to rely on God to supply the strength we need to step into the callings that we would have. Remember this and put all your trust and lean on God. He is with you as He was with Moses. So in this, I thank you for stopping by Kyle's blog. God bless and have a great week.